So good morning, we are out and about again, quite local, come further up the canal today, and as you can see there's a lovely patch of water behind me. Well, this is our little local reservoir, and not somewhere that people come to be honest. I've been here once before and it's very close to where I work. I literally work just over the back there, and I've got a friend that lives in these houses just behind me now, and she did mention it was okay for me to pop down here, but it's not a regular place for people to visit. I've shot this shot before a couple of years ago, but I thought I'd get up this morning. I looked at the weather forecast last night and I checked it again this morning. It said mid to high cloud and 1% low cloud, so I was edging my bets that I might get a little gap in the clouds, a little bit of light coming through and just maybe a bit of colour in the sky, but at the moment it's not going to happen. I've treated myself. Yep, I've come out of my tripod, brought my tripod, plonked it in the ground. Feels so good to have my tripod out again, really does. Camera sitting on the tripod, I can just set the camera up, leave it there for a bit, stand here, drink my coffee, listen to the sound of the birds and watch the murmuration, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of seagulls on this patch of water, and you can see them there behind me probably flying around and going absolutely mental. There's a murmuration going on over there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are two patches of birds that keep getting together. I don't know what birds they are, but they keep grouping up and having these nice patches of shapely patterns in the sky, and it's really quite cool. The reason I'm here, and I'm also doing a bit of a time lapse as well, just trying to get this sky, because the sky coming over just now was absolutely fantastic. It really was. The plan was to get the canal. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get the canal, this nice leading line and sweep from the bottom left hand corner, sweeping off, and we've got a bridge and a canal boat right down in the bottom, which is just like a focal point, and then you've got this big sky. But I haven't got my big sky, but what I have got is some crazy patterns going on in the sky, and it's drifted right across from one side to the other, and it's come straight over the top of us. So I'm not quite sure of the time. I will check the time in a minute, but I think it's very close to sunrise. I don't know whether anything's going to happen or not. Mrs. C's out with us. I gave her the option this morning. I didn't even tell her I was getting up last night. I got up this morning. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going up the reservoir." And she's never been here before, have you? So I said, give her the option to get up, and she did. And I'm pleased she did, because I like being out of her. It's nice. Even though she's feeling a bit worn and shaggled this morning because she's been doing stripping. Yes, Mrs. C's been stripping all day yesterday. Oh, decorating. Oh, she told me she was stripping all day yesterday. Never mind. She was decorating. She's stripped all the wallpaper off the spare room. So yeah, she's feeling a bit worse for wear this morning. Bless her. But I've made her a nice hot chocolate. Look, she's got her hot chocolate. She's happy. She's happy bunny. Right, I'm going to just watch these birds. I'm going to see if anything's going to happen. I'm going to show you the image I just took with these crazy mad pattern clouds. But there's definitely no colour in it. But it's a recce as well. It's always a recce. If you're out and nothing happens, you can just get an idea of different places to set your tripod. I've set it up here because I like the curve leading through. It's a nice S curve. But we've also got this funny shaped square block in the reservoir, which is obviously to do with the pumping or the water outlet. And we've got this little shed thing down the end here, which are other things that you can use if you've got the big colourful skies, which I see on this place quite often. And then afterwards we're going to go walk down there, and I'm going to do myself a couple of videos. So if you're seeing this before it, I'll mention it to you. I'm going to do some photography basics. I'm going to explain the basic Compton style of aperture, f-stops, shutter speeds, ISO, where to focus and things like that. I'm just going to run a small series of little projects just to keep myself interested while we can't get out and do a lot, and try and explain the basics for them that need the basics. It might be a bit boring if you already know what I'm talking about, but you never know, you might pick up one tiny little thing and that's worthwhile. So we're going to walk down there, and I'm going to start that off this morning talking about aperture and f-stops basically. And Denise is here, she's talking Go again.
What you have to remember is that not everybody that follows you is a professional.
No,
There's
exactly.
some complete beginners, complete starters, so you have to
So that's why we're
cater
going to
for
do
everybody.
it. So if you're watching this before I started it, then I'll put the links up above so you can check onto, click onto them and follow them. And if I've started it before I do this, then yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Right, I'm going to stop talking, just listen to these birds and just enjoy the morning and my coffee, and see if anything happens, and hopefully get another shot for you. You never know, I might get something. So we decided to go for a bit of a walk. No colour, the sun's coming up, or already up. There's a little patches of lightness in the sky, but there's no actual colour, nothing fancy. So it's ended up a bit of a recce, to be honest. Anyway, we're out, we're up, and it's nice getting up and watching the sunrise. It was nice listening to the birds. So we're just walking a bit of a way around the canal now to have a bit of a nosy and see what's what, and hopefully find a position where I can explain apertures. I like the bridge and the canal boat over there, it's quite nice. But yeah, it's quite nice just being out and getting the fresh air early in the morning. Even though I don't like getting up, I do enjoy watching the morning come up. So we've come over to the canal, and we've got some lovely locks along this canal, and I did explain this in another video, either pre this or post this, for those people that don't know anything about canals. We have locks, and the lock system is to get you from one level to another level. So up behind me, you can see up where the house is, up the top there, that's probably maybe 20 foot higher than where I am now. So you've got a lock at the top there that brings you down to the next lock, and then the next lock brings you down to this lock, and then this lock will then take you down to that lock, and then that lock will take you down to the main canal at the end. So you're actually coming all the way down the hill through the locks. So we've got, from what I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lock gates. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. There's definitely a few photographs here, so I'm going to take a picture, maybe get this big moody sky in it, and get a lock in it or something like that, and then I'm going to end the video, I think, just to make it a short and sweet one, just to keep you interested and let you know what we're doing. And yeah, I like the reflection in the water a little bit, something like this. I like the reflection, I like the lock, I like the tree, so we'll just use all three and put it together. Let's see what we can do. And I'm not finished yet. Just saying, there's some strange colours going up in the sky there. Looks like there's a funny colour blue-grey behind a white grey, if that makes sense, of the cloud coming across. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, this is novel, isn't it? Look, I've got my camera on a tripod and I can actually talk to you about my camera settings. Isn't that cool? I'm focusing on the steps. And the steps are there so that when the water's 10 foot or so below, you can still get down and get onto your boat, or get out when you're in there to open and close the locks. That's the whole idea of that. So I put that on my bottom right hand thirds, and I've got the horizon line or the tree line or the hedge line, whatever it is, on the top thirds, and the tree in the canal, but the locks over onto the left. And I've made it quite tight on the left because there's some works going on around the lock, and that's been there, I know that's been there for years, because I've walked up here years ago and it was there then. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Camera settings I'm on f8, purely because there's no need to have anything else. f8's about the sharpest for this lens anyway. And autofocus, I'm focusing on the steps, and I'm on 2-second time. I'm not bracketing, there's no need, the histogram's in, and I'm just taking the picture. And I just like the reflection in the canal because it's perfectly still, there's no wind whatsoever, and you've got the nice lock in front of you and the tree balanced up right in the middle of the lock. I've managed to line that tree up right in the middle of the lock so it looks right. It just seems to sit there quite nicely. So that's another nice simple shot. Nothing fancy, nothing over the moon, you know, nothing that anyone else can't do. If you had the light, it would be even nicer, but there is no light to grab. We're just going off of whatever I've got here at the time. But yeah, it's nice and calm. And Mrs. C's having a wander around. She's having a look and see what she can find. She'll find something. There'll definitely be a picture up there and using that lock as well. So let's go and have a look up this end, and then we're going to walk across the top of the lock and get on the other side. This is quite nice. I do quite like this. This nice big patch of water here. This is really quite nice. It's obviously like a turning circle or a holding area for when you're going up and down the locks. But yeah, there's not really a shot unless you have something a little bit just basic, you know. So you've got the line and the colour. Quite like the colour, the contrast between the light and the dark, but it's very dead and messy looking. But there is one glimmer of hope here. Down here, if you can see it, there is a daffodil. Just there, look, there's a daffodil on the floor. So the first signs of spring. Spring is on its way. I know I've seen a few snowdrops lately, but yeah, spring is on its way when you see the daffodils. There's definitely not a lot going on. We've got to have one more shot, and then I'm going to say goodbye, just for this simple little image, or this simple little video. Got to be one more. Right, so we've got another image set up then. Vertical, because it has to work in vertical, and like I was just saying before, I've sort of pinched Denise's idea, because like I say, she does get the chance to walk around and get a few shots in the bag while I'm talking about stuff. So I've gone for something very similar to what she was on about. So I've got the nice railings, and I'm quite wide. I think I'm at 10 mil. I've gone really wide on this, so that I've put the railings right down in the bottom corner, in the bottom right hand corner, and then I've got the centre canal lock on the centre line, the trees then over on the next line of thirds, on the top left hand thirds, and then if you look back through the canal, you're following the canal through the diagonal's then leading you down to the next lock, which is a higher lock. Now what I've tried to do is get it all balanced quite well, so I've had to put the little, you'll see the winder mechanism is right centre of the dark spot in the dark square, and I'll point it out on the photograph for you on a little arrow so you can see what I'm on about. But yeah, no, it's quite a nice shot. It's just a shame there's no colour on it. Single shot, don't need to bracket, everything's in the histogram, and you've got a bit of a reflection of the tree in the water and then the railings. It's actually quite a nice composition. Let me just spin you around so you can have a look, and I'll try and explain what it is I was doing. It's not very easy on this, I know. Right, so you've got bottom corner, you've got the railings coming over that way, and then you've got the lock coming across there on the centre, coming up to the thirds on this side where you've got the tree. And I know the sky's just plain grey, but then if you look there, you've got this tiny little, like a black and white spot and that's right in the center of that. If you move it over slightly, it sort of messes it up a bit. So to get that lined up, just seem to make that white piece fit quite well. f8, ISO 160, and it's 1/15 of a second at the moment. But as it's on the tripod, it doesn't make any difference. So yeah, quite a nice little shot. And I focus just on the edge of that railing there, just so that it's all focused in the foreground. I could actually focus stack just in case, maybe focus further back. That gives me the option then, if the background's too far out of focus, then at least I can blend them in. But I think it'd be fine, focus on the foreground at f8. I think that'd be enough just to have a fallout going back there. So, simple as. Nice little vlog, nice little video, couple of okay photographs, and I think that'll do us for today. Nice to get out in the morning. It's warm, it's not even cold. I think it's 8-9 degrees, so it's definitely warmed up, and with these gloves on, my hands are nice and toasty anyway. But yeah, it's quite nice. And she's still shooting. Look, she's getting very technical. She likes her new wide angle lens I got her. It's a fixed lens, it's 12mm, and it's all manual. But she's definitely getting grips to it. Right, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. If you learned anything in this video, leave us a comment and tell us what. And if you didn't learn anything in this video and you think it's boring, leave us a comment and tell us why. She said, I'll leave myself wide open. It doesn't matter, but leave a comment anyway. We enjoy reading them. And thanks to all the regulars that regularly comment. It's brilliant to hear from you. Till next time, wife's going to wave goodbye. And I'm going to say ciao for now. See you soon.